Hi, and welcome to the DOT Regulations Review for Priority Dispatch. For some of you, this might be an introduction to some brand new information. For others, this is a refresher course to keep you up to date on all the requirements at Priority Dispatch. Today's agenda will cover the DOT regulations for the following: commercial motor vehicle requirements, hours of service regulations, driver qualification requirements, and what to do if you have an accident. What is a commercial vehicle? As defined by the Department of Transportation, a commercial motor vehicle is a vehicle operating in a commercial capacity with a weight of over 10,000 pounds that transports either passengers or property. That it is transporting passengers or property in an interstate commerce capacity and over the weight of 10,000 pounds. How to identify the weight of a commercial motor vehicle. The gross vehicle weight, or GVW, of any commercial motor vehicle is typically located on a sticker inside the driver's side door or above the driver's side seat. The gross vehicle weight of any vehicle is the manufactured weight of the vehicle without any additional contents. Here are some examples of the vehicles that you may come in contact with here at Priority Dispatch. All the vehicles listed, with the exception of the two in the upper left-hand corner, are subject to DOT regulations. Any of the vehicles listed here over 26,000 pounds also require a CDL. Required commercial motor vehicle identification decals. DOT regulations require that all commercial motor vehicles over 10,000 pounds must have decals or placards on the sides. This includes any rental or lease over 30 days. Priority Dispatch requires that all commercial motor vehicles over 10,000 pounds, including rentals and leases under 30 days, have placards on at all times. Priority Dispatch also requires all near weight units to be supported by the Priority Dispatch DOT authority. This would include sprinters and small box trucks that are over 8,600 pounds, but not cargo vans. Commercial motor vehicle annual inspections and maintenance records. DOT regulations require that all commercial motor vehicles are subject to an annual inspection, and that inspection must be turned in to Priority Dispatch when completed. In addition to the inspection, all maintenance records associated with the vehicle must also be turned in to Priority Dispatch. Commercial motor vehicle insurance limits. DOT drivers are required to have commercial insurance with the following combined single limits. A combined single limit is protection for both bodily injury and property damage. For small cube trucks, 10,000 pounds to 20,000 pounds, we require a combined single limit of $300,000. For straight trucks, 20,000 pounds to 45,000 pounds, we require $500,000 in combined single limit, and over 45,000 pounds, $1 million in combined single limit. In all cases, Priority Dispatch must be listed as the certificate holder. Hours of service regulations. Hours of service governs the fatigue of any driver, and the DOT has regulations in place that must be followed by all DOT drivers in order to ensure the safety of both them and other drivers on the road. Who must comply with hours of service regulations? Any driver that drives a commercial motor vehicle that is utilized in a commerce capacity. The 11-hour driving rule. During any 14 consecutive hour period, you are allowed to drive a maximum of 11 total hours in a commercial motor vehicle. The 14-hour duty rule. The window is usually thought of as a daily limit, even though it is not based on a 24-hour period. You are allowed to work for a period of 14 consecutive hours, but that can only include 11 hours of driving in a commercial motor vehicle. The 14-hour duty hours window begins when you start any kind of work. Once you have reached the end of this 14 consecutive hour period, you cannot drive again until you have been off duty for another 10 consecutive hours. On-duty time is considered more than just driving your commercial motor vehicle. Here's a list of many things that are included but not limited to when considering your on-duty hours. When you understand the definition of on-duty hours, you'll have a good idea of what to consider when recording your time. You must be free to pursue other activities of your choosing and be able to leave the place where your vehicle is parked to be considered off-duty hours. If you are not doing any work, paid or unpaid, for a motor carrier, and you are not doing any paid work for anyone else, you may record this time as off-duty time. Now that you understand the basic daily rules, here are the rules that apply to the accumulation of those hours within a week. You cannot work more than 60 hours in a 7-day period or 70 hours in an 8-day period. Whichever you prefer is up to you. After you have taken at least 34 consecutive hours off duty, you have a full 60 or 70 hours available again. The use of a valid 34-hour restart resets a driver's weekly hours back to zero. In addition, an individual may perform other on-duty tasks, such as loading or unloading and paperwork, after you've reached your 60 hours within a 7-day period or 70 hours within an 8-day period limit. You simply cannot drive a commercial motor vehicle on a public road when that limit has been reached. DOT logs. There are two different kinds of logbooks that we utilize. The blue book, which has red papers on your left, is a weekly time log. The red book, often referred to as RODS, and has blue pages in it, is on your right. You will get direction from your DOT manager to know which of these logs is the right one for you to use. What is important to also remember, regardless of which log you use, is that both have a pre-trip on the back of each sheet that must be completed daily. These logs are to be completed fully, daily, and not at the end of the week. You must have your last 7 days of activity on you at all times, and all of your logs are to be turned in weekly to Priority Dispatch. Driver qualifications is a way of vetting drivers to qualify them to operate under DOT regulations. Which drivers are subject to DOT large truck driver qualifications? According to the DOT, any driver of a commercial motor vehicle that weighs over 10,000 pounds will be subject to these qualifications. Here at Priority Dispatch, we include any vehicle over 8,600 pounds, including sprinters and small cube trucks, due to the fact that you may be hauling cargo that would take you over the 10,000 pound limit. What are the DOT large truck driver qualifications? General qualifications include that the driver must be over the age of 21 and be able to speak and understand English. There will be background checks, including a motor vehicle record and a safety performance history. You must be able to pass a road test to show that you can operate the vehicle safely. There are physical qualifications that include a DOT physical to show that you are medically sound to operate the vehicle, and all of these must be maintained by Priority Dispatch in a DOT file. For CDL drivers, there are additional qualifications in addition to the DOT large truck driver qualifications. This includes entry-level driver training, drug and alcohol testing, a CDLIS check to check the CDL licensing requirements, and you will be added to the random drug testing pool. Accidents in a commercial motor vehicle are subject to mandatory reporting. Per the DOT regulations, if you are operating a commercial motor vehicle, whether you own it or lease it, and you are in an accident, you must report that accident immediately to Priority Dispatch. According to DOT regulations, Priority Dispatch must maintain a record of any accidents that involve the following: a fatality, bodily injury that requires medical treatment away from the scene, or if any vehicle involved in the accident is damaged and must be towed away from the scene. For this reason, we require that all accidents, regardless of severity, are reported immediately to Priority Dispatch. Thank you for your time today. After this presentation, you should have a very good understanding of commercial motor vehicle requirements, the hours of service regulations, individual driver requirements, and what to do if you are in an accident. If you have any additional questions, please contact your DOT champion at your DC or any representative from Priority Dispatch.